Alright guys, UFC on ESPN 12 is now in the books, and the main event was just as much of an epic fight as we thought it was going to be. Now, before I get into it, I do have a bone to pick with Mr. Michael Bisping. Now, I can't even begin to tell you how much I respect Michael Bisping as a fighter, as an analyst, and as a commentator. But when he's in that commentator seat, he's got to know his role in there. Round 1, he acknowledges that Dustin Poirier can hear what he's saying. In round 2, when Dan Hooker has Dustin Poirier pinned up against the fence and is looking for a guillotine, Michael Bisping yells out, "Watch your neck, Dustin." Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like coaching. What do you think about that?
No, exactly what you said. Dustin Poirier had an extra corner man tonight.
Now, to be fair, he
does only have one eye, but he has 2 ears and he has 1 mouth.
Yeah, he did kind of even it out in that 3rd round. Dan Hooker was on top of Dustin Poirier at one point. Dustin Poirier starts going for submissions, and Bisping, yells it out every time. Oh, he's going for a triangle. Oh, he's going for a guillotine or whatever. It was frustrating to listen to.
Maybe he has some money on Dustin Poirier.
Probably. Yeah, but either way, regardless of that, it was an epic fight. Dan Hooker appeared to put on a lot of size for this fight. Probably prepared to play the bully. He had Dustin Poirier up against the fence on multiple occasions and unloaded on him. What won Dustin Poirier the fight was his crisp boxing. And, he did turn Dan Hooker into a wrestler in the later rounds. But Dustin Poirier, being the superior grappler, able to reverse positions, able to, get the submission attempts in there. Overall, just outworked Dan Hooker. What do you think about the fight?
Thought it was great. I had picked Dan Hooker to get the win. Had a feeling in my gut. And we had a couple of scares. When Dan Hooker had him against the fence, I think it was a 2nd round. Uppercut to the face, body shots, body hook. He had Dustin in trouble a few times. I thought we were going to see a major upset because everyone counted him out. I don't know why I'm pointing, but everyone counted him out.
Dan Hooker has a chin on him. I mean, it was unbelievable the shots he was taking in there. Dan Hooker appeared to have more power.
Dan Hooker had more power?
Yeah, it appeared to me that his shots stung Dustin Poirier a little bit more. The thing is, Dustin Poirier was able to land the cleaner shots.
I thought Dustin had the punching power over Dan Hooker. When Dustin hit him, you saw it. His head will snap back. It'll grab Dan Hooker's attention. I need to stay sharp with this guy. This guy can put me out.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Dustin's power, but he just landed the cleaner shots.
Well, what do y'all think? Is Eric wrong or am I right?
Now, getting into what's next, Dustin Poirier put himself in a great spot with this win because coming up in a couple of months, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov taking on Justin Gaethje to unify the belts. If Justin Gaethje wins and becomes the undisputed champion, Dustin Poirier will have had a win over the current champion, and that puts him right in line for a rematch. And that would be a highly anticipated rematch. Now, it all depends on how that fight's going to go. Of course, 1, Justin Gaethje has to win. 2, I would say he has to win convincingly because I do think that if Khabib ends up losing that fight, there's going to be a high demand for a rematch. What do you think?
I agree. I think you're already showing a little disrespect to Khabib. Showing a little disrespect.
Of course, if Khabib wins that fight.
If, that's cute.
He, for lack of a better term, mopped the floor with Dustin in their fight. So not too many people are going to want to see that again. I would say at that point, the next fight for Dustin Poirier would be Tony Ferguson. The tremendous winning streak that Tony Ferguson had before he lost to Justin Gaethje was, not something to just completely disregard. If Tony Ferguson can get in there and get another win on another top lightweight, I think that puts him right back in line for a title shot, especially if Khabib wins, because I do believe that Khabib wanted that fight with Tony Ferguson more than anything. Now, Dan Hooker, he was right on the cusp of being in that number 1 contender spot. Of course, this is a tough loss for him, but, he showed a lot of heart, a lot of toughness. He's still in the running. Nothing to hold your head down about as far as what's next for him. Charles Oliveira is looking for a fight. I think that would be a great fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Not much else I want to talk about. Mike Perry got a good win in there. No disrespect to Mickey Gall, but, very favorable match for Mike Perry. Good win. All I got to say about that is Diego Sanchez, if you're watching, take notes. I know you're tired of people taking advantage of you. Ditch that hack you call a head coach and just get your girlfriend in there. You'll be all right.
You'll be all right. Yeah. And stay up on your taxes. For upcoming fighters, Mike Perry just laid down a huge lesson. Keep up with your taxes. You don't want to fall behind. He's right. I think something should be done. Taxes should be taken out before, the fighter gets paid. So we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But I'll get with DW on that one. Don't worry about that, Mike. I'll get with DW. We'll get it all taken care of.
Before we go, one point I do want to make on Mike Perry. It was an odd move having his girlfriend as his only cornerman in that fight.
Corner woman.
But during the post-fight interview before all of the talk about taxes, he did mention that he is looking for a camp. So, it does appear that he hasn't lost all of his screws up there.
I don't know why. I mean, his girlfriend was giving him great advice, between rounds.
Mike Perry has a ton of potential, not just as a personality, but as a fighter. He's very well-rounded. As you saw, very good striking, very good takedown defense. He just needs, the right people to lead him the rest of the way and help him put it all together. So I know he's tired of people talking down to him. We're not going to do that.
Well, we can't do that. He's taller than us.
I'm just, hoping for the best for him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Love him or hate him, the dude's, he's going to keep it real. What the kids say these days, he's going to keep it 100, And he seems like an honest guy. Guy can be a little screwy sometimes, but it's an honest, straight up guy. It's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's going to tell you, he's going to speak his mind, and I like it. We have some new subscribers. It's the last video. I don't know if they went back, checked the archives. I'm the co-host, the second guy. I was out doing big things, Eric. You were holding down the fort. Amazing job holding down the fort. Doing big things. I got a phone call a couple of weeks ago. DW, Dana White, personal friend. Get a phone call, Eric. I'm asleep. I'm asleep. I saw his DW, picked it up. Like, DW, what's wrong? Another nightmare? He goes, no. He's like, Paul, I need your help. I'm in a jam. I bit off more than I can chew. I'm in a bad spot. Can you help me out? I'm like, DW, babe, just ask. What do you need? I need you to help me out with this fight island. I was at DW, say no more. That island is already done once I picked up that phone. Once I'd answer. It's like, I really need your help, man. I gotta focus my mind on the company and putting together fights. Can you handle this? I'm like, DW, you called the right guy. The space is on the case. Consider it done. So I said, I need a couple of things, DW. I said, Paul, just name it, it's yours. So I need a private jet, and I'm gonna need Ariani. She has some really good ideas. We work well together. I'm gonna need Ariani on this one. Okay, babe? No questions asked. It's like, Paul, you got it. So me and Ariani knocked it out. Fight Island is going great. Got a few loose ends to tighten up. But other than that, going great. On another note, I think things are going good. Me and Ariani looking good. She thinks she's my girlfriend, but hate to break it to all the girls out there, but I'm not a one woman man. Just wasn't built that way.
All right, guys, that's our wrap up of UFC on ESPN 12. Again, phenomenal fight. Congratulations to Dustin Poirier staying in the top of the division, and if the stars align, he's going to get his next title shot in there again. We thank you all for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.
Later.
I want to get back to the drawing board, keep getting better, and I want to stay in love with this sport. I don't want to push myself or work myself so much to where that I hate this. And I've been doing this a long time and pushing myself to the limits every day. So I just want to do it right, man, and give it my all the right way.
Well, you've done it right every step of the way.